Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing an unboxing and first impression. Delightful. And the unboxing and first impressions we are doing today are on the House of Bortnikoff. For I have bought Oud Maximus and Oud Monarch in the little 9mm, they're not samples, but they're like minis, not minis, vials, bottles. 9mm offerings, that's it. And the 9mm offerings. So, I'm just going to be honest. I have absolutely no idea what I am doing with these. Never smelled anything remotely like it apart from I bought the 6th collection sample set from Oud Monarch, which I was very disappointed with. Now, this is artisanal oud. This is indie, niche. I'm going to go with indie. And I've made my thoughts clear on indie before. I don't think indie perfumers, with a couple of rare exceptions, I don't really think indie perfumers can blend. The know-how isn't there, you know? It's not a slight on anyone who's trying. It's not an attack, because these people they're not big companies. They're not like, they're the little guy, and they're trying, and they're doing it out of passion and love for what they like. And it's not easy, and it's not something I can do. So I don't want to give too much. I don't want to be too hard or too aggressive about it, but I've got to say, I don't think, in like most, with a couple of rare exceptions, which I won't go into, almost all the indie perfumes I've smelled, they're just not well blended. And that great ingredients, the ingredients do a lot of the work, I feel. And I like the difference of ideas and the non-market tested stuff, and the fact that it obviously comes from a good place. There's a lot to be said for indie perfume, you know? It's just not my thing. As you can probably see by looking at the fragrance cabinet behind us, I'm big into vintage designers and designer exclusives, and when when like houses like that get it right, when designer stuff, it can't be beaten, because they've got the know-how, they've got the training, they've got the bottles, they've got everything, you know. It's the odds are stacked against indie perfumers, so it's not a fair fight. But I am willing to try when someone I trust and respect, such as like Eugene or Ramsey or like Galen, Thomas, Scentland, you know, if somebody I know and I trust and I know their noses, and they say like, I want to like try this, it's good, then I'm going to try it. Because I like to think I'm still a bit open-minded, as cynical as I am. So this brings me on to Bortnikoff. Everybody knows what Bortnikoff and Oud Monarch are, but I'll just repeat it. They started a brand called Feel Oud. Russian Adam and Dmitry Bortnikoff started a brand called Feel Oud together, which is where they made artisanal ouds, and they sourced incredible ingredients, and they're not IFRA compliant and all that great stuff. You know, we'll love to hear it. And then they've both got their own brands as well. Oud Monarch is Russian Adam's brand, and Bortnikoff is Dimitri's brand, Dmitry Bortnikoff. So this brings me to where I am now with the sample set of Oud Monarch, which was not cheap. It's like 60 quid for 5, I think, if I remember correctly. And I wasn't impressed. I thought the ingredients were brilliant, but they weren't very well crafted. And I did try them. I did exhaust them. I've got the little box up there. I should really throw it, because they're all spent. But anyway, I thought I would go in the opposite direction from Oud Monarch and go to Bortnikoff. I am seeking a real oud fragrance, and I am not, out of spite, bloody-mindedness, or principle, not paying for the Rogers. I'm not buying a Roger again. And I'm not buying The Night or The Moon by Frederick Malle, because it's lunacy. Don't encourage them by buying them, certainly not at retail, if you can help it. So I was directed towards Bortnikoff, and I asked Ramsey, because he's got quite a few of those, Rogers and Bortnikoffs, and he told me that Oud Maximus is the oud fragrance for me. Accessible, oud quality, and if I was only going to have one oud fragrance, which is what I'm aiming for, that Oud Maximus would probably be the one. And then I was talking to him, and I was like, right, I'm committed. I'll buy a bottle. I'll buy like a thing. And then I found I was going to buy the sample set, which is like 215 euros or dollars, which is like £150 for 16 samples. You're paying a tenner per sample, and it's 2 mil. Yikes! And I thought that's going to sting. I'm not particularly interested in trying the whole brand either. So I thought, sausage, I'll just buy the 9 mil. That's probably a good idea. The same as the Frederick Malles. These are like a 10 mil, I think. You know, this is honestly, this is Musk Ravageur. The settings on my phone, I fiddled with them, and they're not. It's not focusing too well, is it? It's not hacking it. Anyway. So I think they're good. I think that's a good little thing, especially if you've got a large collection. If you want to try something and try it properly, 2 mil's not enough. 10 mil's about right. £60 the cost is each. And I did pay for them, as I will always pay for my bottles, because then if I pay for them, they're mine, and I can say what the fuck I want about them, and I will. And after talking to Ramsey about Oud Maximus, which he suggested, so blind bought that. I decided that I would go to Oud Monarch as well, because that has apparently got a chocolatey note in it. I'm a big fan of a chocolatey note at the minute. Cacao is on the scene, and I'm a fan. So, after rambling for 7.5 minutes, let's start. And we will start with this one. Oud Monarch. So, should I be doing this? I should be doing this, shouldn't I? Oh, they're wrapped. Alright, let's try not to always do this, for God's sake. I should have took this off before I started. I like to try and remove it from the package without destroying the thingy. For no other reason than I just think it's cool to try and do that. But probably not the best idea for a video. Let's just tear it and get on with it, shall we? Don't hurt the box. There we are. Off you go. So, Bortnikoff, what do you have for me? Oh, shit. Off you come. There you go. Inside. Ooh, nice. Little velvety thing with a bit of stitch in there. I don't know if that's actually stitching or if it's just like woven on. Open up. Nice. Little coffin. Oops. How's that for you? Oh, fucking hell, haven't you? Sausage fingers. Oh, Bortnikoff, behave yourself. There you go. Okay, so that's a nice presentation. I'm a fan of that. There's the box. I'm not going to crush the box because fuck that. I don't know why people do that, honestly. So yes, this is Oud Monarch. Got a little sticker on there. You lie down. I'll put that down. Oud Monarch, you're up. Just your standard little oud jar there for you. Now, the juice is dark. I don't know if you can see that. It's darker in real life than it is on the camera because the light's shining in through that window over there. but it is dark. So Oud Monarch, I'm going to put this on my right hand. Two sprays. Oh, can't smell anything yet because I'm not trying, but we'll put that back on. I should really get the notes, shouldn't I? I thought the notes might be included in like inside the packaging, but clearly I've dropped a bollock. So I've put that back in. Excuse me whilst I move. A little bit of chaos, we like that, don't we? We are unfiltered on this channel. Right. First off, I get the chocolatey stuff. I get a crazy kind of fresh wood sort of thing. Maybe tobacco. It's a little bit floral. I'm definitely getting the chocolate. Something spicy as well. Freshness. Where do I realise that freshness? Not your typical freshness. It's like a floral freshness. Fleshness? Floral freshness. A floral fleshness? Something a little bit spicy. Let's have a look on Fragrantica, see what it's got to say. I shouldn't be checking Fragrantica. I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna start using the actual websites where I can. It's just difficult with vintage perfumes because they don't, like, you try going on the Balenciaga website and looking for Balenciaga pour homme notes. It's not happening. This is nice, very strong on the cacao. So the notes, here we go. Top notes, frangipani and magnolia. Mid notes are the cinnamon, maybe that's the spice. Tobacco, I get big tobacco. Rose de Mai. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, I'm getting rose. And rose. And then the base notes are cacao pod, oud, vanilla, castoreum, civet, and labdanum. This is very pleasant. It's very oily and sticky. Sticky, icky. I'm getting, the main notes I'm getting from this at the minute are the cacao, the tobacco, the rose, and a little bit of the cinnamon. It's really nice. It's nice. It's good. Is it worth 300 quid a bottle for 50 ml? Not on first impressions, if I'm being honest. So we'll let that sit there for a little while, whilst I open up Oud Maximus 2020. Let's see, shall we? Oh, yeah. There we go. You need to go in the bin. There you go. You as well. Alright, you've already seen this. Next, Oud Maximus. Same presentation, not missing out on anything. Oud Maximus by Bortnikoff. A little bit of dust there. There it is. And there's that. So, I'm just waiting for this to... This is nice. It's getting more floral now. But it's still alright. The rose is big in it. I'm getting big rose off my skin. I'm just gonna pull the notes up for this one before I actually... Oud Maximus. So this is Oud Maximus 2020, and apparently that's different from Oud Maximus from the rest of them. There are 3 Oud Maximuses registered on Fragrantica. So I'm going to go with Oud Maximus 2020. Okay. This has... Oh, I'm not going to look at the notes. I'm not going to prejudice it. I'm just going to spray it and see what happens. Okay. Oh! Wow. Wow, that's different from Oud Monarch. That is huge. Lord. That's proper oud. Excuse me. Goodness me. Ramsey wasn't fucking about when he said this is like a big oud. Oh, it's dark and woody. Oh, that's really good. It's so different. It's so far removed from what I go for and what I usually smell. Dear me, that's outrageous. There's definitely some kind of funk in there. As little as I know about oud, I would say there's like some kind of Indian oud in there, because I know that's got like skank. But it's also fresh and woody as well. Oh my God, that's outrageous. Out of the two of them, I definitely prefer the Oud Maximus. You can see why it's called it Maximus, because it's massive. The Oud Monarch's much more subtle and much more chocolatey and gourmand. Find the notes. Down. So, top notes: jasmine sambac, pink pepper, cardamom, bergamot, and sweet orange. Middle notes are magnolia, cloves, rose de mai, rose, frangipani. Seen a pattern forming there. He likes a bit of rose de mai and frangipani. The base notes are oud, Indian oud. Yep, there it is. Birch tar. Oh, it's not real birch tar. Civet, musk, tonka bean, tolu balsam, and vanilla. I don't know if this differs from the original one. This is potent. And it's got stank. Oh my God, it's good sauce. I really like this. I really like this. You know, for an out there kind of oud fragrance. I'll have to see how it develops and how it comes across. How it changes, how it stays the same. I'm just gonna get this little bottle out to show you. There we are. That's much darker. It must be the tobacco and the tobacco and the cacao. That's much more oudy. Oud Maximus is much more oudy. It's drying down now. It's got a sort of freshness coming in. Not medicinal, but sort of like you're smelling something clean on the wind. Not like it's almost metallic. Like a metallic sort of cleanness, you know? Fucking hell. That's interesting. Right then. I haven't made a decision or anything yet, but I'm a big fan of the Oud Maximus so far, and I am liking the Oud Monarch. It's changing. They're both changing. There's development there. Very interesting. I'm a big fan. These are going to get used over the coming weeks and months, maybe, because I might use them in autumn, winter. I might use them in spring, summer, and I'm coming up to my rotation in about 4 weeks, sorry. So when I will be sweeping clear all of these at the back and putting them away to pasture for 6 months until spring and summer has changed. But anyway, I will see you again soon. I hope you have enjoyed the video. See ya.